Okay guys, so if you're a football fan just like I am, you have a chance to win yourself an all expenses paid trip to watch an English Premier League game live in the UK with every purchase of Castrol Magnatec and Castrol lubricants. You also get an additional 25 ringgit credited into your Touch and Go e-wallet. So pick up your bottle of Castrol Edge or Castrol Magnatec today and stand a chance to win an experience of a lifetime watching an English Premier League game live in the UK. Okay guys, so right now I'm driving the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Okay, first reviewed the Corolla Cross when it was launched in Malaysia as a petrol model. That's still available for sale. Now this hybrid presents itself as an alternative offering at 137,000 ringgit. So not exactly cheap, because at this price range you are very near that of a base spec Honda CR-V, which admittedly has a lesser powertrain, a regular 2-litre NA, but much more usable interior space. Of course, for less money you can also get a full spec Proton X70 as well. So 137,000 ringgit is, in the context of what it offers, it's certainly, yeah, it's not cheap, right? And plus the fact that, you know, when I first drove the Corolla Cross, the 1.8-litre model, that car gave me a distinct feeling that it was a cost-down version of the Corolla Altis. Yes, it's sitting on a higher body, all right, but certain things, like most key example is the removal of the rear double wishbones in favor of a torsion beam, and there's the general, you know, feeling, the sensations, you know, of the little road noises coming from underneath, the way the certain fit and finish of the panels, the selection of materials. You just know the fact that the budget that they spent on building this car was less money than it cost them less to build this than they did with the Corolla Altis. And in that sense, that's a bit of a waste, because when I drive, every time when I drive the Toyota TNGA platform car, I always come away impressed with the handling. The Corolla Cross here proves beyond all doubt that the superiority of the TNGA platform's handling comes down really largely due to Toyota's use of rear double wishbone suspension, because now with a rear torsion beam setup, the Corolla Cross really feels nothing more than distinctly ordinary. Not bad per se, but not outstanding, not impressive the way it felt in the likes of the CHR and the Corolla Altis. Yeah, and of course the other question is the powertrain. How does the hybrid powertrain complement this car? I would say hit and miss. In normal speed, pedestrian speed town driving, like this point-to-point town driving, the interchange between petrol and electric power is smooth and very well managed. That's due in large part because Toyota has been a veteran in the hybrid world, you know, with 4 generations of the Prius and whatnot. So Toyota knows a thing or two about making hybrids, and they know a thing or two about making hybrids behave smoothly and naturally. Even, for example, the braking feels natural. Like recently when we tested the Volvo XC40 PHEV, yeah, the brakes were very grabby. But here in the Corolla Cross, yes, the initial travel of the brake pedal, you know that you can feel that there's no friction involved. It's just the regen braking going on. But the calibration of the the response versus your input is done nicely enough that the way the car decelerates, it's linear, it's progressive, it's intuitive. And also, yeah, the engine in normal driving, good. But let's say you are in a rush, you're late for that meeting, or You look at your watch, you're 5 minutes away before your kid's school bell rings. You put your foot down on the gas. Yeah, you know, that is when the 1.8 liter engine up front makes it very, very clear that it does not relish the workout. Now, reliability wise, you can confirm that this car will keep on running, even though we usually have a bit of reservation when it comes to the long-term durability of hybrids, but this is a Toyota hybrid. Different rules apply. You can be sure that even with 200,000, 300,000 kilometers on the clock, this Corolla Cross Hybrid will continue to run without fuss, without missing a beat, like it was in day one. Yeah, so that in that sense is what you get with a Toyota, and you pay a price for it. But the thing is that you are not just paying a price in terms of the monetary value. Bear in mind also, yeah, you are also paying for that with by having to endure a lot less plushness. Yeah, because you know, it just boils back down to this. When I drive this, every time there's just something here that reminds me that, you know, hey, this feels better in the Corolla Altis. This is better in the Corolla Altis. This is better in the Corolla Altis. The Corolla Cross simply, yeah, it gives me that kind of. See, now I'm accelerating past a lorry. Can you hear the less than enthusiastic groan of the engine? But that being said, I would have to say that the handling, whilst it's not outstanding like it is with the other, you know, double wishbone suspension TNGA platform cars, in day-to-day driving, it's adequate. All right, in comfort levels, the suspension does a fine job with all the, you know, regular potholes lah, drops of cement lah on the floor, all that it will handle fine. All right, and I am coming up to a speed bump. All right, let's just feel what it's like. Okay, yeah, you get that typical feeling, right, whereby the typical feeling like of torsion beam cars, where, you know, when you go over a speed bump, because of the heavy unsprung weight of the torsion beam, whenever the rear axle is disturbed, the whole torsion beam pushes the car up. Alright, that you get that feeling is there, it's present. You won't find that in, you know, a rear independent rear suspension car, but here with the torsion beam car, you get it, no doubts. Alright, but on rough terrains, yep, got a bit of a lift off oversteer just now. Alright, so I've got some clear roads. So yeah, the Corolla Cross Hybrid, in terms of its driving feel, right, it feels alright as a day-to-day, point-to-point, you know, city car, which I think what explains its appeal to the masses, which why a lot of people buy it, because not because it's a car that impresses car reviewers like us, but it offers enough qualities, you know, that regular day-to-day users would appreciate. Okay, it's easy enough to drive, it's comfortable enough to live with, plus but I think, you know, at the end of the day, it boils back down to this is one car that, you know, that really still sells on the strength of its Toyota brand, and plus the fact that it's reasonably practical. It's not an outstanding car by any measure at all. It is distinctly average, but this is a car that gets the job done, and you know it will still get the job done 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road. Okay guys, so just to show you something rather impressive with the Corolla Cross's 360-degree camera. Okay, so now let me just engage the left signal, and it turns, this one, it turns to a side view, a useful side view of the car. Okay, so when you turn, it allows you to, but it's only active in parking speed, so it allows you to see if there are any a clearer view if there are obstacles right next to you. Okay, so to show you again, okay, now I put my signals on, right? As I drive past a certain speed, okay, the thing turns off. So it's only meant, the monitor is only meant to be used at low parking speeds. All right, so now we're back at the shop. So let's just reverse the car in, and this 360-degree camera, of course, once again proving to be an extremely handy aid. Allows me to nicely aim and reverse the car within the designated bay. All right, and completely aware of my surroundings. So this is a very smartly set up reverse camera system. So when I put the gear forward, now it shows me the sort of like a front bird's eye view of the car, and also, you know, from the top. So this is overall very nicely done, very useful, even though the clarity of the image, image resolution is so-so. All right, but the stitching of the image, as you look at the joining here and also here, the overall image that's produced, it's easy enough to understand. All right, so that's good. Okay, so from the outside, there isn't much that differentiates the Corolla Cross Hybrid from the regular Corolla Cross 1.8. Of course, you can see the blue highlights on the Toyota badge, the blue highlights on the headlamps, the hybrid badge here at the side, and also at the tailgate of the car. Okay, but this is overall from the outside, looks largely the same as the regular 1.8 liter model. Similar design rims, no, you know, unusual body kits or whatnot, and yeah, it looks by and large the same as the regular 1.8 liter model. Now, as we've highlighted when we reviewed the 1.8, Toyota seems to have given the Corolla Cross greater thought to the design, to its design and appearance. There are a lot of, you know, tiny little Easter eggs and details that are built to enhance the appearance of this car. So see, one more factor that I noticed here is that when you look at the way the car's name is presented, its identity is presented, Cross, the word Cross takes center stage, and the Corolla branding seems to be put there as something of a footnote. All right, you look at the relative font sizes. Corolla Cross takes center stage. Corolla, it's like, you know, with it, you can almost imagine that asterisk right here at the side. Okay, but they continuously remind you of this car's identity. It's like there's that deliberate intention to set this car's identity apart. So you see here, there's the Corolla Cross name here, it's here. Okay, and now there's also one more thing. You see this line here, this design line here, right? It gives this the side appearance of the Corolla Cross, that, you know, it's a design landmark of the car. You look one look at it, your eyes are immediately drawn to these two cut lines here, and it forms an important part of this car's silhouette. It's an integral element of this car's visual identity. So much so that Toyota sees it fit, okay, to use it as something of a logo of the car's design, if you like. Okay, look at the top of the tailgate. All right, you can see here the cross the design is there as well, right? So here the boot. Now I folded the seats, the seats down, and you can see that they didn't take the effort to give it a flat loading floor. There's a significant like step of about 5 to 6 inches between the boot floor and that of the seat backs. So a bit troublesome if you are loading bulky items. So you have this this waterproof tray which you can take. Let's say if you dirty it, you can take it down and wash. Now underneath here, there's still space for a space saver, spare tire, and you know all these little compartments here. You can use it to organize little small items. Okay, there's a tool kit right there. Okay, and 2 side trays. Okay, here's the light, the boot light, and I like it. It's angled downwards, so when you open this in a dark garage, it doesn't glare you. Okay, so of course you have got powered tailgate closing. Now let's come to the passenger compartment. Okay, I'll raise this as well. So one thoughtful touch here, okay, is that as you drop this, okay, here, this is where this area is plastic, and this is where the seat belt is supposed to rest. And they have thoughtfully put this notch here to ensure that when you drop the seats, the seat belt doesn't go over this way and and interfere with the folding of the with the relocking of the seat back. Okay, and I believe there should be recline adjustment, and there is. So I'm 170 centimeters tall. Okay, got this much of headroom above me, and well, the thigh support can be a bit better, but and leg room is all right. So what else do I have here? Got a simple armrest here with 2 molded cup holders. Got blowers down. Okay, and wow, not USB port, guys, USB-C ports. Okay, like in some Continental cars. So yeah, this is journey towards modernity. And got the isofix mounts here that's hidden behind the slit. So on the door card, okay, this monocolored door card with a built-in cup holder, or I think some people with small enough phones, they will use this area to drop their phones. But wow, this is one of those door cards that I will always kutuk one up, because well, in keeping with the interior, right, it's a whole sea of black. It's distinctly unappealing, right, in its appearance in my books. Okay, so the front door card as well. So you've got this handle here. At least you got the silver a satin chrome highlight here. Power window switches, door lock and unlock button. Not available on the passenger side, I see. And let me see. So you don't have the door lock and unlock button at the passenger side. All right. And over here at the driver's side, the lock and unlock button is obscured behind the door handle as well. So if the front passenger needs to reach over to the driver's side to lock and unlock, yeah, not entirely convenient. So here you have it. This is the center console. Now the Corolla Altis has electric parking brake, but interestingly the Cross here has a foot operated parking brake. So obviously I believe it's probably a cheaper solution than electronic parking brake, but it offers the same space saving benefits as the electric parking brake. Over here, the center console box, wow, a bit hollow feeling. Okay, you got a 12-volt socket here, 2 cup holders, and here you have buttons to engage EV mode. You can select your drive mode. So you have eco drive mode, you have normal drive mode, and your power drive mode. All right, so this is a wireless charging tray. And okay, let me just show you with the light on. So there is a clip here, so when you slip your phone in, you can slip your phone into use this clip to hold it in place so that it doesn't slide out. Very, very thoughtful. Okay, so this is a row of blank buttons here, and so here you have it. This is the top mounted touch screen, which when I still have not forgotten how, when I first saw this assembly in the Corolla Altis, how a lot of people complain that, you know, it's cheap looking lah, it's whatnot lah, but basically, well, if you ask me, it gets the job done. And you see, here's the thing, you know, this thing looks like it's added on top of it, but I think it's the overall integration is quite nice. It's quite nice. So and the interaction of this, right, it looks and feels like it's factory fitted, you know, not an Android unit. So there is an additional level of slickness to its operation, if you like, even though it's quite rudimentary in terms of functionality compared to many other cars that we have tested. All right, so here the instrument cluster, now in place of the tachometer that you would see in the regular Corolla Cross, this is a power gauge, all right, fuel temperature gauge, and you have here the center screen, okay, which you use these buttons to navigate through the various screens. I've always found Toyota's, you know, instrument cluster not immediately intuitive to navigate, if you like. Okay, so how I should put to refrain from exiting from end position. So right now, when I put to drive, the engine is now charging the battery. So I release the brakes. Okay, all right, release the brakes. You can see that the engine is sending drive to the front wheels and at the same time moving the car. So here you have it, the glove box, and here at the side, no additional storage here, but you do get a button here to raise and to lift and close the tailgate. Driver side, power adjustment, but passenger side is manual, as you would expect. Okay, so yeah, here you have it, guys. This is the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid.